And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So how do you want to wake up each day? How'd you wake up today? Think about this for a moment. You have an opportunity each day to choose whether you want to be optimistic or pessimistic, don't you? Now, I know some people say, well, I don't have that choice. And then the question is, okay, well, who's controlling your life? Obviously, there's somebody is. But for the majority of people, and probably 99.9% of the people listening to this show, you are a human being. You probably don't have a computer chip inside of you yet. And if you do, that's an interesting story in itself right there. We'll have to learn more. But most of us don't. And if we don't have somebody in our brain controlling our thoughts and the way we think and the way that our things run through our head each day, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to be optimistic or do we want to be pessimistic? And I had a woman say to me the other week, she goes, I've noticed something about you, and I don't know how you do it. How do you not allow yourself ever to have a bad day? Fair question. I said, simple. Because bad days stink, and I don't want the stink of a bad day on me. And she said, it's not that simple, Phil. And I said, well, let's think about it for a moment. What really is simple and what is really difficult? Who makes that choice? Yes, you do. You choose. You choose. Unless you got a computer chip in you, unless somebody's completely controlling you, and the odds are if you're one of those people in either one of those categories, odds are you're not in a position to listen to this show. And if you know somebody like that, talk to the person about the computer chip. That's interesting. And if somebody's not in control and somebody's enslaved somebody else, that's a horrible thing. And as a society, we have to eradicate slavery in the world because it's not anyway redeeming at all. So that being said, we understand this. You're on the same page with me. This is fantastic. I love it. I love it. So Abraham Lincoln, talking about slavery, he said that the longer he lived, the more he realized that most folks are just as happy as they make up their mind to be. And he's attributed with saying that. And you think about that quote and you think about Abraham Lincoln, what he did with his life and what he believed and what he wanted to see for the United States of America and what he wanted to see for humanity globally, worldwide, with his thinking that all men and women are created equal. And yes, I believe that they are created equal in the eyes of their creator. And again, you have your opinion on that, and that is awesome. And that being said, we think about how we think each day. And do we choose to be happy or do we choose to be sad? And in my lifetime, I've been blessed with experiencing the roller coaster of life. I've been homeless in my life. I've been very successful in my life. And I've been everywhere in between, it seems like, in my life, because life is an experience. And it's kind of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you don't go out and experience it, you might just miss it. So last time I checked, we got one chance on this merry-go-round. We might as well have fun, right? So you think about your choices in life, and you think about how you wake up each day and how you want to feel. And you think how you come across and how you communicate with other people. Do you communicate with energy and excitement and enthusiasm? Do people say, wow, you seem like a happy, positive person? Does that come across when you're talking with people? Now, for years, I've had the opportunity, because I've chosen to, work with at-risk youth. These are youth that have been through very difficult times in their young lives, and working with them to try to help with a mental well-being and the mental mindset of seeing opportunity versus all of the negative that they've been through, and to get to that point where they can adapt and overcome. And I always ask them this question, from this day going forward, if you had a choice, would you choose a happy life or a sad life? And they look at me and say, well, nobody's ever asked me that question because the only thing I've ever known is a sad life. And I said, well, if you had a choice, let's forget everybody else, just you, if it's just you sharing with me, what choice would you make for yourself? Well, that's easy. I choose to have a happy life. And I go, wow. Now, there's always one or two along the way that said sad, but then I always have them talk to somebody else at their age group, and they go, well, that doesn't make sense. And they always change their opinions. They know I really would like to be happy. But what it comes down to is they share with me, they don't know how to become happier. So they're stuck in the sadness. And there are ways to become happier, and there are ways to learn how to become happier, and that's what they need to be taught, how to have that mental mindset of being optimistic, more inclusive, more forgiving, and to lead a better life. And if you work with people that do this, it's an amazing thing. I know when I first took the Dale Carnegie course, it changed my life because it opened my mind to so many things I could be doing more to help myself to have a proper mental mindset in life. And I challenge you, if you haven't been taught how to have that mindset, go out, seek some advice, get some coaching, seek some training. Take the Dale Carnegie course. It changed my life. It'll change yours. And if you do this, my friends, you will lead a much happier, more intentional life because you chose to do it. Now go make it happen.